Hello everyone, I'm Jaden and welcome to my channel if you're new here, and if you're a subscriber, hello again, welcome back, it's good to see you. So today's topic is protecting your peace, and this one is one that I feel like no matter what age you are is important, and it's something that we all struggle with at some point, because in society we aren't taught how to protect our peace growing up. It's not like you learn it in school, just like a lot of other things you don't learn in school, but that's a whole nother video. Don't get me started on that. But protecting your peace is something that we all need to learn how to do. And I'm going through that myself, like I also go through these challenges that we all face when we have to go out into the world and socialize with people, whether we want to or not. And it's been something that has challenged me lately. And I've learned a lot through this process that I've been going through. And I just wanted to share some things with you guys that will hopefully help. So I have my notes here in case you see me looking down. There are so many ways that as adults, or even if you're a teenager watching this, there are so many ways that we can learn how to protect our peace. And that is online and in person. They're both super important. And I think that most of us can agree that protecting yourself and your boundaries in person is more difficult than online, because online you can just press the block button or unfollow or mute. The block button has become my best friend, okay? And whenever you start to take protecting your peace seriously, the block button is going to be your best friend as well. Just trust me. Let me tell you right now. So, failing to put boundaries in place to protect yourself and your peace, it does more harm than good. You may think that you are being a good person or a nice person, or you're doing the right thing by not standing up for yourself, but you're not. You're not doing the right thing by putting everyone else above yourself. And you may not understand what I mean by that at first upon hearing that, because it's like, oh, well, how could me putting someone else hurt me? Well, if you do that all the time and you're constantly putting yourself last and neglecting yourself and your needs, then that's going to lead to feelings of resentment, anger, jealousy, and also chances are you're probably a people pleaser if you're doing this. We all have a little, okay, I won't say all, because there's certainly some people that don't have this, but a lot of us do have people pleasing tendencies. And I don't know what side of the spectrum you're on with that. You might let people walk all over you, or you might feel like you're really good at standing up for yourselves. But chances are there's been a time in your life where you've been kind of shocked and hurt and you didn't know what to say, and you maybe didn't say anything at all. And then later you regretted that, and you went home and you thought of all the things that you could have said in that moment that really just, that would have got them, or that would have shut them up, or that would have made me feel so much better. And it's like, maybe it would have, but at the same time, maybe what you thought to say later would have been doing more harm than good. Maybe it wouldn't have been a good way to stand up for yourself, because sometimes when we're upset and we're feeling a lot of feelings and very strong feelings, we can do or say the wrong thing at the wrong time. I know I felt that way. So nothing I'm saying right now is talking at you. I'm talking to you, with you. But I have certainly felt that way as well, where something was said to me, something was done, and I went home and I'm like, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I do that? And sometimes, maybe it would have been good to do that on the spot, but you don't always have the capability of doing that. Sometimes you're just in shock. And so maybe it is good that you froze in that moment, but learning how to move forward from that is really, really going to help you in future situations. And just learning to strengthen this muscle. I mean, most people are not born knowing how to do this when these challenges come up. because maybe you didn't see that growing up, or you think, well, I'm so nice. Why would anyone do that to me? And it's like, I don't know. I don't have the answer either, because you can be the nicest person ever, and somebody is still going to have something to say to try and bring you down. And these people don't make any sense to me. They probably don't make any sense to you. And that's why you're watching this video. But learning how to stand up for ourselves and protect our peace when we have to deal with people like this is going to help us tremendously. So, as I was saying, when you fail to put boundaries in place, oftentimes you don't even know what your boundaries are for yourself in your mind. So whenever you're confronted with a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable, you're not sure what to do or say because you are used to dealing with this kind of disrespect. And when we don't have boundaries, chances are we're going to put up with a lot more than we should. And if you don't stand up for yourself, then who's going to? If you don't stand up for yourself, who will? Do you think maybe that frenemy who watches everything you do and doesn't support? No. No, no, no. They're the first ones to walk all over your boundaries when you finally do get some. That's when you know, okay. Because a lot of times we have this feeling where it's like, this person, I don't always feel so good when I leave them, you know? And if you feel worse after hanging out with somebody than you did before you got there, chances are they shouldn't be around you anymore. It's the truth. I don't know, if this person that you may be thinking of is family, friends, doesn't matter. If you can put distance between them and you, you'll be better off. Because people who really care for you, who really have your best interest at heart, you're not going to question how they feel about you or question if they care or not. You'll know. And if you don't know, and if you're in a state of confusion around a certain person or thing, then it's probably not for you. And you're better off moving on. Truly. Because a lot of times when we do make excuses for people, which that's another thing that we do, we make excuses for other people. We have to stop doing that. Whenever you do that, you're opening yourself up for even more hurt and even more heartache than you've already experienced with this person by not cutting them out of your life. Unfortunately, I know it can be hard. It can be hard because you go back and forth and you're like, well, this was a good time, or we had good moments here, or they were really sweet this one time. That doesn't make up for everything else. It doesn't. So if you don't create boundaries for yourself and for others, you won't know when enough is enough. You won't know how to advocate for yourself. So you'll keep putting up with the disrespect. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for my family, my friends. So we got to do better. So if you're with someone and this one, it can slide by and you're like, wait, did they just say that to me? No. Yes, they did. It's whenever somebody makes a passive aggressive joke to you, about someone else, and they love to pass it off as if they're joking. But it's not a joke. It's not a joke. And when someone makes those kind of jokes about you, there's always a hint of truth to that. Or maybe a backhanded compliment like, oh, you actually look so good today. Did you notice the today? Yeah. Okay. Oh, so you don't think I look good every other day? Oh, all right. Good to know. It's these kind of little sly comments that they like to pass off as a joke. Someone saying you look good today. That's not harmful, is it? No. But it tells you about who they are and their character and how they feel about other people. And really, it tells you how they feel about themselves. Because if they cannot, like if they struggle to give a compliment to a friend, oh, well, they're not your friend. They're competing. They're competing with you in their head, but they don't want you to know because they want to keep you around because they maybe want to steal your energy from you. They want to know, this person seems confident. How do they do that? How are they not tearing themselves apart the way I'm doing to myself? You know, it's like they're miserable. So they want to bring you down with them because what? Because misery loves company, unfortunately. And she be working overtime lately. I'm tired. When you peep that sly shit, don't let it go for too long. When you start to notice it, if you then notice that it's happening maybe every time you hang out, it's like, okay, that wasn't just a one-time thing, and maybe they were, oh, well, there I go, see, making excuses. We're not doing that. No. When they show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. And it might be hard, but it is better than keeping someone around who's praying for your downfall. Because over here on this channel, in this community, we are only trying to be better than who we were yesterday. You're only competing with yourself. If you're in your own lane and you're just competing with you, you don't feel the need to compete with friends because that's weird. It's weird behavior. It is. And we do not need people like that in our circle. Because let me tell you this, if someone brings you inner turmoil, they don't need to be in your inner circle. Period. That's it. End of discussion. Like I said earlier, if you leave the presence of someone and feel worse, they gotta go. They gotta go. Because when you are trying to do better and be better for yourself, and you see this beautiful, lovely future, and you know that you want more than what you have right now, and maybe you're not sure how to get it, that's okay. But you know that you have like a bigger goal, a bigger vision. Having a wolf in sheep's clothing circling you all the time, that's not going to help you on your journey. In fact, I would say people like that are usually willing to do the opposite, and they want to make things harder for you. They want to make it more difficult because they're jealous, because they're miserable, because they're unhappy with something about themselves or their life, and they secretly, sometimes not so secretly, don't want you to do better. They want you to do good, but never better than them. And when you have a higher purpose, when you have high energy, when you have confidence, when you have the courage to be yourself and show up authentically and shine your light, they can't stand it. They cannot stand it. It's sad. I used to be a very angry person when this kind of thing would happen to me, or whenever I found out that a friend betrayed me or was talking bad about me behind my back or starting rumors. When I used to find out these things, I would get so upset. I would be so mad, so sad, so hurt. But now, another one bites the dust. See ya. Would not want to be ya. That is for sure. It's not even worth wasting your energy on, because if they don't have anything else to do but think about and obsess about you and watch your stories and keep up with everything you're doing on social media, or when they see you in person, they're making backhanded compliments and they're making little digs, little jabs at you. If they have nothing else to do but that, Oh, well, that tells you everything you need to know. You don't want to trade places with somebody like that. And if you are friends with somebody that doesn't inspire you, or heck, doesn't even support you, what are you doing? Why are they here? Why are you here? Just go. There is better out there. And for those of you who may be afraid of being alone, don't be. It is better to be by yourself with no friends for a temporary amount of time than be with people like that. And I know that women know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what this looks like, what this feels like, what it sounds like when you have a hater in your inner circle. It's not fun. It sucks. Because when you're a good person and you're kind and honest and compassionate and you genuinely want the best for your friends, this literally makes no sense to you. And that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Okay? It's just part of life. It's part of this human experience. It's part of interacting with others and socializing. Not everyone you meet, not everyone you're friends with is going to have the same values as you, the same set of morals, the same perspective, the same level of honesty, communication. We're all different. And that's a good thing. But once you find out that somebody doesn't have your best interest at heart, you got to go. And any women know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to say, especially women of color, especially Black women, especially if you're in the United States. This kind of waspy behavior runs rampant among women, but also directed specifically at women of color and Black women. If you live in a rural area, if you live in a predominantly white area, and you're a woman of color, I would say with 95% certainty that you have dealt with this. There is systemic racism ingrained in the United States. So that's a whole other struggle, but we're not going to let it get us down. This is not the end of us. They have not heard or seen The Last of Us. No, we're just getting started. A way to protect your peace is going to be to learn how to strengthen and listen to your intuition. It's never wrong. Anytime that I've gotten a bad feeling about someone and ignored it, I regretted it later. I can't think of a time I didn't. Seriously. When I had that little whisper, don't trust them, or don't tell them everything, or don't open up too much, don't tell them about this. They're not who they portray themselves to be. They're not who you think they are. Anytime I didn't listen to that, I regretted it. You don't have to have proof to be right about someone when you get that feeling. You do not need proof, especially if you're a woman. We just know things sometimes. It's an otherworldly sixth sense that we have. And men have it too, but I'd say especially women. So if you get bad vibes from someone, trust it. Everyone else around you, and this has happened to me, it's like everyone else around you might be saying, oh, this person's great. Like, what are you being so uptight about? Like, just chill. Like, they're cool. Come on, just be friends with them. It's not a big deal. Like, everyone else likes them. Why don't you? If you don't have proof or you can't pinpoint an exact answer or something that they did, that's fine. Like I said, you don't have to have proof because most people are not in tune with their intuition enough to hear that little whisper in the first place, let alone listen to it and follow it and live by it if they were to hear it. Because a lot of us will get that intuitive whisper and then think about it too much, and we rationalize it. We talk ourselves out of listening to our inner guidance. And that's what I did in the past with some people. And there's probably at least one person that you've done that with too. And it's like, you know what? I was right. Why didn't I listen to myself? And then you don't know why you didn't. But it is what it is at that point. You just got to move on. But from here on out, we're listening to our intuition because it will not lead us astray. And just because someone isn't a bad person doesn't mean that they're not bad for you. Somebody could generally be a good person, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be a good friend, a good partner, a good business partner for you. So all those other people who don't see anything wrong with said person that your intuition told you not to trust, those people may be good people. That person may be a good person, but you're different from everyone else in that group. So just because they can't hear their intuition or they didn't get a bad feeling about someone, that doesn't mean that you should ignore what you felt about them. So maybe those other people can be friends with that person and they feel just fine. They're not bothered, they're not hurt, they're not upset by that person. But there could be something about you that irritates that person to their soul. That is why you got the divine whisper and no one else did. Because that person that your intuition is telling you not to trust may be able to be a good friend to those people. But if something about you triggers them and irritates their soul, they will not be able to be a good friend to you. And then you will be dealing with the consequences of not listening to yourself and your intuition and going along with the crowd. I have been there. I have done that. But no more. We're not doing that anymore. So you've probably heard that when someone says, always in my views, never in my likes. It's that kind of thing. It's like, if you do ignore your intuition and you do become friends with them, they're probably going to be that kind of friend that's always in your views and never in your likes. Never liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, supporting you. Because there's something about you that makes them insecure, that makes them feel less than. And since they are, like I said earlier, competing with you in their head, they're not going to be able to show up for you in the way that you need them to. And that's okay. That is okay. You're not in charge of how other people see you. You can't control their opinion of you, and you can't control whether they're going to like you or treat you well. But what you do have control over is what you do for yourself after you find out that they're not a good friend to you. You can control what you do and say, think and feel. So there's no point wasting energy focusing on what everyone else thinks or what everyone else is talking about, what everyone else is saying about you or whatever situation. No point. Just a waste of energy. It's just going to drain you. But shifting that attention from the outer world to your inner world is what is going to make the biggest difference. People like that now, when I used to get angry at them and stay angry and hold a grudge and be bitter, who's that hurting? Who's living with that? Me. I'm the one having to deal with that anger and that frustration, the resentment, the feeling of betrayal. Just let it go. So now, when I find out that somebody is like that, it's still sad and it still sucks. But I wish them well and I distance myself online and in person. All we can do is pray that they heal and find a hobby. And those two put together, heaven help them. That should fix it. So it's the same with you. If you haven't been showing up for your friends in the way that you would like to, or showing up for yourself in the way you'd like to, no matter what religion you are, if you're not religious, whatever, work on yourself. Heal yourself and find a hobby that fixes it for everyone. It's not just on them. We need to do that too. Because if we have nothing better to do than sit around and be like, oh, why would they talk about me like this? Why would they say that? Why would they be so rude? That's not fixing anything. And it's not helping anything or anyone. So just start meditating, journaling, reading, exercising, coloring, doing a puzzle, walk your dog, spend time with good people, people that you know care about you, listening to good podcasts, watching good YouTube videos, learning a new skill, starting a business. Those are the kind of things that are going to set you apart. And clearly, they already see that you guys are not on the same level, or they wouldn't be trying to bring you down. They're down here, and you're up here. That is how they must feel. I'm not saying that that's how you feel about them. It's not how I feel. But in that messed up mental competition that they have made up with you in their mind, they already see themselves as below you. So they already see themselves down here and see you up here. That is why they try to chip away, chip at you, chip at your self-esteem, your confidence. Anything good that you have going for you, they try to chip at it and chip at it. So that by chipping that away, they bring you down lower and lower and lower until they hope that you finally meet them here, down in the mud. Oh no, that is not what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna let them do that to me. You're not gonna let them do that to you. We are not meeting them down here in the mud. I'm not getting dirty. I got my nails done, my hair done. We're looking cute. We're not getting down and dirty like that. No. We're going to rise above. So when you see them, hear them trying to chip away at you here, let it go. Work on yourself and just keep going up. The farther the distance between you and them gets, figuratively and maybe literally, physically moving somewhere else, the less they'll bother you. So if this is online, if somebody is bothering you or bullying you online, oh, please just block them. What kind of sense does it make for somebody to be bullying you and making you feel bad about yourself on the phone that you pay for? Huh? I can guarantee nobody's going to be doing that to me. And words can hurt. Yes. If you see a comment, somebody makes a comment on you that is hurtful, that is okay to feel that. We are human. But you do not have to let them stick around on your page, on your channel, on your video, on your picture. You delete that comment, you block that person, you move on. Because who in their right mind does that? Seriously, think about it this way. No one who is confident and happy with themselves and their lives and what they're doing and trying to live in a high vibrational state, someone that you might aspire to be like, nobody like that is putting hate comments on someone's post online that they don't even know. A lot of times they don't even know you, but they got something to say. What? Oh no, not today. Not on this phone. Not in this life. because we already know that dealing with this kind of confrontation in person is awkward, and you may not have a way to remove yourself immediately or whatever. But if it's online and you can literally remove them from your online digital sphere, you better push them as far away as you can. We're not dealing with that. So I don't know if it's somebody you got to keep seeing and you maybe want to mute their stuff, do that. You want to unfollow them, do that. If you are a public account like me, because you're a content creator, then block them. Block them. If you think about it and you're like, oh, I wonder what this person's thinking or maybe saying about what I'm doing or what I'm up to, or if they're kind of like staring at my blessings and hoping they can block some, no. That means they gotta go. Block, block, ho. Block them, seriously. And I used to be the kind of person that was like, no, I'll just leave them on here because I'm doing good and I'm gonna let them see it. Da, 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 da. I used to feel that way. Depending on the situation, I still might. But if it's somebody toxic, you really should, girl. I'm just gonna tell you, you really should block them because they already know you're doing good. You were doing good when you met them. You're going to be doing good once you leave them. They know. They know. You don't need to let them see it. Let them wonder. Yeah. Let them wonder what you're up to. What you look like, what you got on, what you getting up to. What kind of job you got. What kind of check you getting. Let them wonder. Because they are. But they don't need to see it. And I don't believe in evil eye as far as like they can take something that's meant for you, but I do believe that sometimes people are monitoring spirits and they just like to hover. They just like to be around. Some people don't want to be your friend. They just want to know what you're up to. Let's lock the door and throw away the key. How about that? I think you'll sleep more peacefully at night. I know I do. I know I do. And speaking of unsupportive friends, not liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, go ahead and give this video a like and a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Please and thank you. It really helps me grow the channel and show my videos to more people like you who want to learn, grow, evolve, and become the best versions of themselves. So let's all start protecting our peace more in 2024. Okay? Comment that down below if you made it this far. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm so excited for all the content to come. And please let me know like what you'd like to see from me in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts. And I kind of chose the name Classy Click for this community. I chose that because the women on this channel, we get it. We get each other. We are trying to grow and evolve and do better, be better. And we're staying classy. We can let them be trashy over there. We're not a part of that. We're gonna stay classy over here. And then I chose Click because when you think of a clique, you think of like Mean Girls. And we're tired of Mean Girls. That's why we're here, is because this is a mean girl free zone. They're not allowed. So let's just redefine what a clique is. And what better way than to put a positive connotation with the word clique by this community? And you guys can help me do that. So if you want to be part of the Classy Clique, subscribe, comment, like, and share this video. I hope it helped you in some way. And I would love to see you in the next video. Let me know what you want to see from me. Thank you. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.